When you look at a computer screen, you are interacting directly with your central nervous system. The retina, the thin layer at the back of your eye, is actually brain tissue extending outside your skull. Because of this direct biological connection, fixating on a point just 18 inches away for hours on end puts a constant mechanical strain on your brain. The mental exhaustion that sets in after a long workday stems from this neural tension. You are physically draining your brain's resources by locking your vision into a static, frozen state. Myopia, or nearsightedness, was once a historical rarity. Today, it affects 80 to 90% of children. The shift occurred when we traded three-dimensional outdoor environments for a world of flat digital planes. To understand why this deforms the eye, we have to look at the ciliary muscle. This tiny structure wraps around your lens, contracting and relaxing to adjust your focus. When you focus on a screen close to your face, this muscle flexes inward. It is the physiological equivalent of clenching your hand into a tight fist. Think about the damage that occurs when you hold that microscopic fist for a full 8-hour shift. During the first hour of screen time, the ciliary muscle begins its squeeze. You don't feel the symptoms yet, because the muscle is capable of short-term contraction. By hour 2, the brain's subconscious blink reflex crashes. A healthy rate is 15 to 20 blinks per minute, but on a screen, that number drops to just 5 or 6. Blinking acts as a physical pump, coating the eye in a protective layer of moisture with every lid movement. When that reflex fails, the lubrication system shuts down, leading to the familiar burning sensation of dry eyes. Within 120 minutes of sitting at a desk, the eye's primary external defense has effectively stopped working. By hour 3, you experience a static lock mismatch. Your eyes are physically frozen in place while your brain deals with a spiking cognitive load, leading to deep mental fatigue. Entering hour 4, the retina becomes starved of lux, the scientific measurement of bright light. A typical office environment provides only 300 to 500 lux. For the eye to maintain its health, it evolved to require the 100,000 lux found in the sun. This bright outdoor light triggers dopamine within the retina itself. In the eye, this dopamine acts as a structural controller, regulating the physical shape of the eyeball. By the middle of the day, the lack of sunlight means you are missing the neurotransmitter required to prevent your eyes from physically deforming. In hours 5 and 6, the ciliary muscle begins to spasm and loses its ability to relax, which causes your distant vision to blur. Simultaneously, the fixed position of your head disorientates your balancing system, leading to dizziness. At hour 7, your visual field collapses from a natural 180 degrees down to a harsh 30-degree cone. By hour 8, muscle cramps and dopamine starvation take their toll. The eyeball permanently elongates, stretching from a sphere into an oval. A single workday triggers a cascade of localized failures that turn minor surface dryness into permanent anatomical change. The popular 20-20-20 rule suggests looking away for 20 seconds, but that is rarely enough time to neutralize the tension of hours of close-up focus. To protect your sight, you need a more aggressive intervention. Every 60 minutes, look completely away from the screen, ideally out a window at the open sky, for 2 to 3 minutes. During this break, manually perform 10 slow, deliberate blinks to force the moisture pump to re-lubricate the eye surface. Passive resting isn't enough to combat screen time. You have to actively override the eye's mechanical systems to prevent damage. The ultimate biological fix is simple. Spend 20 minutes in the morning light every day, without sunglasses. This floods the retina with lux and triggers the dopamine needed to maintain your eyeball's shape. Research shows that adding just 80 minutes of outdoor time per day causes childhood myopia rates to plummet. This morning light also resets your circadian rhythm, signaling your brain to allow for deeper sleep later that night. You cannot escape the digital world, but by feeding your brain natural light and distant horizons, you can halt the physical deformation of your eyes and heal your sight.
At NutriCure Wellness, we believe the future of health lies where nature and science become one. Inspired by nature, driven by science.